Yeah, every time I see your guys post in Central Time, like my
I,
Facebook dinged me like an hour ago, and it's like, you have this event, and I was thinking, oh no, and then I see that stupid Central Time. So all you guys in the Central Time, you're throwing off us East Coasters.
I know, I don't, and that always happened to me too with, with all the different things we've got going on. So cool. Well, we are live.
Hey everybody.
Happy Saturday morning. We don't have any viewers yet, but we can just keep chatting away.
Oh, we have one person that apparently just wanted to join me. This is my cat Mally, and
Aw,
she just
Holly.
jumped up on my desk, and I guess she wanted to make an appearance. I think she's been sleeping all morning, so this is the first time she's moved since she ate breakfast.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, that's what I should do. I should go grab my little doggie that I just.
I know I saw that on your Facebook page, so that's pretty awesome for you.
For a social
So
Saturday.
have you named the dog and everything? So is it official?
Yeah. Here, let me go. I'm gonna go grab her.
Okay.
Whoops. Yeah, so here we go. We got this is Dory. Where's she here?
Hey Dory. Hey
Yeah.
Dory. You said she just wandered into your yard or something?
Yeah, so my boyfriend was doing yard work and
Yeah.
he ended up driving, some people were driving around looking for chasing after this little white dog.
Yeah.
And so he jumped in the back of the pickup truck and started helping chase her, and they got her because she was running to a very, very busy street, and they caught her. And then we've put up signs, and we've put up we've called the vet's offices and told the authorities, and we've done everything we can, but nobody's even looking for her. So she's come to she's come to our home, and my dog's getting along with her, and we got her groomed, and we just went to the vet's office, and she's got horrible teeth.
Oh yeah. Any idea how old she is?
She is, they think, between 8 and 12.
Okay. Yeah, we have myself and my wife. We have three cats and one dog, and all of them found us. So they all wandered up to our house, or we were camping, and our dog wandered up to our campsite. So they've all found us. So it's funny. We've lived in 3 houses, and every time we move, another animal wanders up to our house. So we can't move again. We have already 4. So if we move again, I don't want to get a 5th right now.
Right. Well. So let's get started. We'll talk about social media, like you and I we were already gabbing about all kinds of things that I know that our Pet Boss Nation community would love to hear about. So, let's talk about some of the let's talk about some of the tactics that maybe you've used on social media that work really well. So Let's start at the beginning really quick though. Let's start because we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
There is the strategy of running ads. But there's also the strategy of what you put on your page, how you talk about it, and the types of things you post about. So why don't you share with everybody what's worked well for you and what you think?
Yeah. First of all, Facebook, it's very dynamic for us. Our website is pretty static. We have a blog section that I try to update at least once a week. But our Facebook, I want it to be something where our clients, whether they've used us 2 years ago or they've used us yesterday, that they can go on and just see what is going on with the business and, the stuff that we're doing. It's a good way to get information out to the clients that you don't see all the time. In the pet sitting business, we see the clients for the first initial visit and we text them, but we never typically see them in person again for a while. So it's a great way to actually keep in touch with them. And as Facebook's developed, it used to be able to just post a status. Now there's a million things you can do. You can do everything from pictures. And we can dive in a little bit into that later. Video is the big hot button right now that people are talking about. You can plan events through there. We just did an event on Thursday, and it was completely marketed for free through Facebook. We didn't do any ad spend on it. And it was a successful event for us. And it's just, you can do Facebook Live. I know in something like what we do is pet sitting, it's a good way for people to be able to, live see what's going on, see what a walk looks like, see what a visit looks like, and actually put a face to our business. We like to get in front of the camera quite a bit. I know a lot of people have some hesitation behind that, but I like to get out in front of the camera because it's people want to know they're doing business with, an actual other person, not just, some social media manager that they might be out there in the cloud just, posting for you. And there's a lot of, we like to keep things current too. If there's something current going on either in the news or, for example, locally, unfortunately, an alligator attacked a dog here like 2 days ago, and it was in the news. So we posted about that this morning. So it's just a way for us to stay in touch with the people who, have an interest, whether they're clients, potential clients, or just, people who want to follow along with what we're doing. So we're intentional about it, but you can be a little bit more silly than just something you put on your website. And it's a good way to keep things fun. And we're in a fun business. I think all of us that are in this pet industry, we got into it because it is fun. So you don't need to be so reserved with Facebook. Be smart about it, but it's a way to just, have fun, cut loose a little bit, and show people that you're an actual business with people and not just, a nobody large corporation.
Right. So I love that. So just to recap, you should be putting your face on your business's pages, and not just necessarily your face, but the team that you have with you. You can enter. It's kind of like the behind the scenes of your business. Those always work really well. And when some ways to do that are to even use Facebook Live as a way to interview one of your employees about either their favorite client, like the favorite dog they have that's at your company.
That's a great idea.
Maybe like why we did that at our at the daycare for a little while. We would pick a different team member, and they got to pick 3 dogs that they could talk about of why they love the dog. And the dog would, they'd hold the dog, and we'd get the dog in it too, because here at daycare, there's so many dogs that come every day that it's almost impossible to get everybody into the feed. But we found at least that way was a way that our customers could meet people who are caring for their pets, and then also get to give the dogs some celebrity FaceTime online. Now, they love it. People love it. And that's engagement.
Yeah, it's so funny you say that. It's so easy for us to just post a picture of a dog or something like that. But to the owners, that's a huge deal. I mean, people will share that amongst, their friends and their family that, these people have thousands of other people who are potential clients for you. And for them to share that, and it takes you 10 seconds to take that picture. And unfortunately for me, it takes like 10 minutes because I do a lot of editing on our photos and everything. But and that's been a big thing that's helped us grow our Facebook community is, differentiating yourself from, the typical pet sitter that's just posting the phone picture from standing above a dog. And, we try to take it to the next level to try to be a little bit different. So we get a ton of business from people who just are looking for pet sitters in Myrtle Beach. They don't know anything about any of myself or any of our competitors. And they just start digging around Facebook. And they see that we're keeping our page current, we're consistent, we're not posting once a week, we're posting daily. And, that makes them take that next step to either email us or call us or something like that that's going to start that client relationship because they see that we're taking this seriously and we're not just operating once a week. We want to let people know that this is an ongoing business. And that we're trying to stay in constant contact too. Right.
So as people join, we had a couple people come in and go out, but as you join, if you want to say hi, and if you also want to just post your Facebook page, your business's Facebook page in the comments, then Chris and I would be happy to take a look at it and see maybe some areas you could improve, or maybe some things you're doing really, really well. And one of those things that when we talk about a Facebook page is that there are a lot of things that you can turn on. There are a lot of things that you could either turn off as well. And so I noticed with your page, Atlantic Pet Sitting, that you have an email opt-in on your page.
I do.
Put a link on there. So how did you get that set up? Do you remember?
And actually Facebook does a really good job of giving you page tips when you go into your side of things. And when I say side of things, I mean as the business owner, you log into your page. You see a lot of page tips over on the right. I'm looking at mine right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull
page
up
tips on the right side, and the email sign up for me. We do a monthly newsletter. We set it up pretty easily through MailChimp. And it's a way to interact with the people who aren't on Facebook, because when we do our first visit with clients, we get their email address. But anyway, the email sign up, I believe in MailChimp, I probably just watched a YouTube video on how to get an email sign up on my Facebook page through MailChimp. But MailChimp just gave me a line of, actually, I believe I went into email sign up and they asked me what provider I use, and you could just click MailChimp and then you just sign in with your credentials and it will create that form for you. So that's a way, but Facebook does they want you to succeed. They really do in your business and your page to succeed, because then you'll spend money with them. But they start giving you another tip. They give you tips like offers or how to create effective posts. I'm looking at some of mine right now, that they're giving me information on. And those are usually pretty good things to do. I know, you posted in Pet Boss Nation a few days ago about the possibility of doing video as your cover photo, is another new feature. And so Facebook, when you're logging in on the business owner side of things, they're giving you ideas of things you can do to help improve your page. Another big thing I see right below page tips is the response rate. That basically shows potential clients how willing you are to respond and how quick you are to respond when somebody sends you a message to your page. You should have the Facebook app on your cell phone, and you should have the Facebook Pages app on your cell phone. So if a potential client sends you a message and they're looking for, just pricing or something like that, you can respond to them with, I actually have an autoresponder sent up. So
let's talk about that. Actually, I want to talk about that because that is something that I have not set up.
Okay.
How do you, one of the reasons I like the autoresponder is that you can, instead of just saying, hey, we got your message, we'll get back to you as soon as we can, you can actually be kind of creative about it, and you can put it your own personality of your business or yourself and the spin of that. But how do you set that up?
I'm actually, since mine is set up, it might be harder for me to see it. Sure. So maybe go into
I would picture screen, but I'm in my business, so I'm on my business tool side of it.
Okay.
And
I would assume you go into settings.
Yeah, let's go settings.
Messaging, I think it's the second choice you have on the left.
Messaging platform. Look at you. You know the stuff by heart.
And then it looks like, okay, response assistant. You scroll down a little bit and you see response assistant. That's what I'm seeing at least. And the first option is send instant replies to anyone who messages your page. And that says instant replies are a good way to let people know you'll respond soon. And, for me, I keep it pretty funny. Mine says, thanks for messaging us. We're most likely walking dogs or scooping cat litter. We'll be happy to message you back in the next 2 to 3 hours. And that's what mine says. And so it's playful. That's like what my voicemail is, on our business line. And it gets them that automatic response, which most importantly for us, it gives you that thing that says that we respond immediately. So if I do wait 2 to 3 hours, it doesn't lower my response time. So potential clients can see that when they message our page, something actually goes back to them.
Okay.
So, but of course, I don't just want that autoresponder to go back to them and then me not, ever reach back out to them. So I do, my phone is, whenever it dings me and it's a Facebook message, that's usually a really hot lead. That's usually somebody who's looking for something and they have a purpose for being there. So I want to make sure I get to that person, immediately and treat it just like a phone call. You should have an objective. Once you answer their question, try to take that next step, which, in my case would be setting up a free meet and greet.
Cool. The other, I have
I'm looking at my page for other tips and stuff on here. I can see.
I love this. They're clients of mine too. I love them, but they've got Benny and Jack. If you go over to Benny and Jack's Facebook page,
Benny and Jack. Sorry, I bumped my computer.
NNY.
Yep, I think I found them. Cool logo, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know they do such a good job with social media. And one of the things, if you look at their page on the left-hand side, they've got a lot of tabs here. They've got their newsletter as well.
Yeah, I see that.
They've linked up their Instagram, their Pinterest, their Twitter, and they have a jobs posting down there too. So they've been utilizing, and I think that's fairly new to Facebook, to have these turned on. And the way that people can turn these pages on, these little tabs over here on, is again through your settings. Yep. So I'm going to also put this in the feed. So, see that there. And there we go. Okay. And so I think they do that really well. They like to have a lot of fun with video and with pictures. They put all their events on there for the community.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this, and the first thing I see is, I'm a big visual person. I think when people go to these pages, that first initial reaction, if it's this is a big one for me, if it's a grainy, crappy cell phone picture as your cover photo, that's something that I may even just not even go any further. So I'm seeing here they've got it really clear. The pixels are good with. They tell you exactly what they are. They're a retail store, self-wash group, salon, training center. There's no, I even like that they say next to the post office. So if you're from Wakefield, Rhode Island, you're going to have a pretty good idea where that's at. And I mean, I couldn't even tell you anything about Wakefield, Rhode Island. And these guys, they look like a big business. And, it's pretty awesome to, we get people talk to us after seeing their Facebook page and they think we're some like huge franchise. In actuality, Atlantic Pet Sitting, we're not that big, but we're able to project that, image through Facebook with professionalism and things like that. And it doesn't take that much. But I'm scrolling through their pages. First of all, reviews. My gosh, guys, if you're not getting people to review, you're insane. That's how, if people look up Atlantic Pet Sitting, they're going to see, or your business, they're going to see your Google reviews, and right below it, most likely, they're going to see your Facebook page with your Facebook reviews. We have a specific landing page for our clients to go to our website and review us, and I make it really,
do you?
That should be another whole part.
Yeah. There. So you got a specific, so if I go to
AtlanticPetSitting.com / I believe it's reviews. Let me make sure it's with an S. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
So when you go to that, if you click Google or Facebook, it doesn't take you to Facebook. It takes you to our specific Facebook page. And if you click Google, it takes you to our specific, where to review us. And we actually give a postcard at the end of every visit that has a place for clients. We leave it at the end of a new client visit for people to review us, and we make it as simple as possible.
Yeah, I like that when I clicked on that Google link, it took me to your page, it took me to the Google landing for you, and then like a pop-up box came up where I can write reviews.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, because if you don't make it easy for people, they're not going to do it. And so we give people the option of the two because we see Facebook as a long-term play. And in a couple, 2 years of business, I think we're up to like close to 100 reviews between the two platforms.
Wow.
And yeah, we're not a huge business. I mean, with right beside my revenue numbers on my bulletin and on my board in my office is new clients and reviews. Those are our primary metrics we go by because reviews are going to drive the other two. Even our Facebook ads, we're starting to put testimonials in. But anyway, back to Benny and Jack's. I see awesome reviews. I see upcoming events all the way, through the summer, it looks like. So I know they're involved in the community. I mean, this is your source for everything going on with pets in this area. Mm-hmm. I look at their video. It looks professionally done. It's not a grainy, cell phone photo of somebody just walking around. I mean, all this stuff is
yeah. So do you
awesome.
have a camel? recommend? Because I know that these guys don't use their cell phone; they're using a better quality. What do you use?
Yeah, I actually and photos is a big thing for us. You know, when I started this business, I wanted to be different than you know, the kid on Rover or the I knew we had to project more of a value than the guy down the street, you know, who just might do pet sitting on the side. And that's what I think, unfortunately, a lot of pet sitters are missing, is they're not taking that extra step. So I actually I wanted to learn photography. I like looking at photos, high quality photos, and I thought, man, this is something that we could differentiate ourselves with. And so I went out and bought a Nikon D750. It's a DSLR. It came with a 24 to 120 lens, and you know, Candace and I were talking about this before this aired. Is I went on an hour or 2 hours a day and just carved it out of my schedule and just watched YouTube videos on learning, you know, getting out of shooting in auto mode. I started to learn how to shoot in manual mode. I started to learn, you know, a little bit about photography, and it didn't take long for these photos to start improving. Mm-hmm. And I edited each photo. I edit my photos in Adobe Lightroom, and mm-hmm. You know, as soon as I started posting high quality photos, you know, it made a huge difference. I mean, people were calling us just because they, I mean, I've had clients purchase photos from it. It's not something I, you know, outwardly, we're not a photography studio, you know, I don't outwardly sell it, but if clients want, you know, that's another stream of revenue we could potentially explore in the future. But
yours are really good, and I love you. Just did a video with we have a mutual friend, and you did her dogs, like you did like a dog of the week, and you made this like video footage in it. And I you know, it was like, I love like the 70s music like in the background, with his with the dog. It was like so cool. And I'm just thinking, like, that's the type of stuff that is not selling, that shows that you obviously care about your clients, and that people are going to reshare, you know. And then you've got kind of an ad, a really professional ad that you can then also run some Facebook ads to and drive some traffic to it, to whatever page you want to. It's like, because from the very beginning you started and you had a really good foundation, you built something that you're going to be able to repurpose or use. Yeah,
repurposing is huge. People often ask how we put out so much high quality content, because it is, I create all of it. I don't have, none of my stuff is outsourced. I don't pay for anybody to, you know, we're not paying a local photography studio or anything like that, or video. That stuff's really expensive. Mm-hmm. And when you're in the first few years of business, places you can be putting your money than paying for that stuff. You just have to put in the time and learn it. But I mean, I'm looking at my posts for the last week, and it's funny. I wish I could show you guys this. That post, which was the one Candace is referring to, was our pet of the week. And I'm challenging myself to do one of these, 30-second to 1 minute videos, high quality videos, once a week, to first of all get myself better at editing, but I'm seeing the results too. For example, my usual reach is around 300-400, something like that, with a typical picture. That video, the reach for that is 1,700,
wow.
And so it's like 4 to 5 times what a typical photo would be. My clicks and actions are 4 or 5 times more. Like literally on my screen as I'm scrolling through my recent posts, it literally jumps off me as, oh my gosh, what was that I posted? That's the power of something like a video. And the pet owner shares it. I'm intentional with the pet of the week too. The pet of the week is somebody who I know has a big following socially. So I'm pretty strategic about who that pet of the week is. I'm making sure it's somebody that's going to share it and do that kind of stuff too. So I shoot all that's on my Nikon D750 too. So it's not a special video camera or anything. It's the same DSLR.
Same thing. And the nice thing is you probably don't run out of memory. Like you could just, you do, obviously you can put a new card in, but I feel like with my phone, I'm always running out of memory.
Especially, pet sitting. Clients want us to send pictures each visit. So if somebody were to take my phone, they'd think I was some kind of weird person that just breaks into people's house and takes pictures of their dogs. So.
Right. Yeah.
But back to Facebook. I know something you wanted me to share is the
Yeah.
kind of the insights with when we're posting. I think that's something that can be important for people too.
That's important. So let's start from the beginning there. So obviously you can post, but you need to be posting when the most people are going to see it and engage with it.
Yeah. Something I'm not very good at, which I wanted to say that give you kudos for. You're very good at themes. You're very good at here come my cat's always about to walk, but things like Whisker Wednesday or Social Saturday. That's what we're doing right now. Yeah. I'm not very good at it. I think you have to be really creative to come up with these things, but I think you're really good at that, and that's something that people should use. I just don't think to do it all the time. So
yeah, well, maybe next time we can go over some of those creative ideas. So yeah, what would you tell the businesses to do to look at when their people are engaging with them?
All right, so we are on our page. You at the top, right below the Facebook logo, you have page, messages, notifications, insights, and publishing tools. You should be going to some of these a good bit. The one I like to look at is insights. Okay, hold on one second.
Hang on, I'm trying to follow along too with you here. I see. Okay, so when you're on your Facebook page, on the business side of it, you've got to be logged into your business manager. Page, messages, notifications, insights, publishing tools. So that's where you're talking about insights?
Yep. So go ahead and click insights. You get a lot of information here. You can see, and you can change, the dates and all this kind of stuff. You can see, time frames and all this stuff. But anyway, if you scroll down a bit, you'll see, some of the stuff you spent money on if you've done ads. You'll see recent posts. That's where I was looking when I said that that video jumped off the page at me. And then on the left side, if you'll see, I believe it's under reach. Yeah, go ahead and click.
Click on the box that says reach.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, I think it might be likes. I'm trying to think where it is that says the time people are on your page. Might be page views. There's a section in here that will tell you the exact time people are on your page.
And where they come from too, the sources. That's cool.
Yeah, on the left side, you'll start to see there's a lot of things you can click on. I'm trying to find the exact one. Yeah, there's one on here that talks about when. Anyway, you can dig through some of these, but the one I'm looking for is
This is interesting. I was just looking. I haven't. Here's the thing, guys. We all wear a lot of hats in our businesses. I have never actually even looked at this myself, which is why I'm having Chris go through it with me. But yeah, it's so interesting is I'm looking at even the total people who viewed my page and by age and gender, and the age is 25 to 34. And I'm like, wow, I really thought, the next one up is 35 to 44, and it's almost matching my 45 to 54. But that's really interesting that my 35 to 54 are exactly the same. But really, I've got more interest from a younger demographic than I really thought. That's awesome that they're in the pet industry and they want to learn. It's great.
Yeah, and one thing really big for that, Candace, is advertising. When you're starting to look at running ads and things like that.
I'm not even looking at that stuff.
Yeah, you might have a total misunderstanding of who you think you should be advertising to, especially from a platform like Facebook. Oh, here we go. I finally found it. All right, so go to posts on the left-hand side once you're in the Insights tab.
For anybody who's just joined, we're looking at the Insights side of our business page so that we can just make sure that we're posting at the right time of day, and that we're reaching the right kind of people. So when you're logging onto your business on your business platform, you look at page, messages, notifications. There's a button called Insights. Go into there, and now what are you saying to look at?
All right, so we're in Insights. You can see it's about halfway down. It says Posts. When you
post is okay.
So you bring that up, and it will show you a graph And it will show you what days of the week, it says when your fans are online. So
I only have my 5 most recent posts, or I've got post engagement.
Um,
Wonder why.
Let me see. I wish I could see your screen.
Yeah. Pretty soon we're going to be able to offer that to you guys. So
I clicked Insights, and then I go to Posts. I'm getting a graph shown.
Okay.
At the top, when you click where it says when your fans are online, it's
oh, I see it. Yeah. So for me, it says post engagement is the box. So I click on post engagement, and now I see what you're talking about when your fans are online. Okay.
Yeah, and so you see a graph there, and you'll probably see some peaks or some times when it's a lot more than others. For example, for me, I see that most of my fans are online between 8 and 9 o'clock at night. So I'm very intentional with when I'm like, for example, you'll see a lot of my videos, things like that I want to get a lot of engagement on. I'm going to be posting them at those times, and you can also see your days of the week. So I'm going to be posting them. I don't get a lot of engagement on the weekends. We live at the beach, so a lot of people are on the beach. They're not on Facebook, but I know, at night on weekdays, they're typically on Facebook. So I'm making sure I'm posting that critical content at those times. And we're very intentional about when we're doing that. You're not just taking the picture and posting it because right now it feels like the good time to post it. And you've got to run it. It just takes a little bit of thinking. It's nothing complex, and this typically doesn't change for us. Once we look at it once or twice, every quarter or something, then we just need to make sure we're posting at that exact times. And you can see if you click beside where your fans are online, if you look at post types, you'll see your videos, photos, links, statuses. I don't know about what everybody else is seeing, but for me, my videos are blowing away the other ones.
My photo and my shared videos and my links are only getting from 73, to maybe 300. But my video is up to 6,000.
Yeah, exactly. And they take a little bit more work, but they don't take 30, 40 times more work, which is the value you're getting. And you want to have a good mix. Of course, you don't want to just post a video every day.
Right.
But if you're not doing video, or you're doing it like once a month or something, maybe make it a bigger part of your overall strategy.
Yeah.
These are just numbers. They're not opinions or anything like that. But you start to see these trends, and you should follow them.
Now, at Pet Boss Nation, my tagline is to bringing profits to pet businesses. And so while we want to make sure that the posts are 80% content and you're sharing, and then you do some selling, a lot of our community are retailers, and that's what they do, is they sell product. And but in that place where you can do, and so a lot of retailers do this really well, but it's just about like demoing the product, right? Like I was trying to pull it up, and I saw it in my feed, and I went on, and I went to the page I thought it was, and it's not this company, but one of the things that they posted recently was just a video of like a cat. They must have a store cat or something. But they brought in a line of canned cat food, a new line. I don't even know if it's a new line for them or not, but they like had the cat there. They like opened the can, and then they scooped it out and put it in the bowl. And the camera was just on the cat's face. Like, it was really, really close. So the whole time, all the camera is like, oh, this cat's like loving this cat food. And then it was so close that you just like got like sucked into this cat eating this really good food. And then it ended. And it was just like a live thing. And I'm like, that's cool. And they didn't say come in and buy it. They didn't do anything. But it told me that, oh, that business sells cat food. And they have a store cat. Maybe I want to go say hi. So there's lots of cool stuff.
Yeah. And I know, as far as, obviously I own a pet sitting business. I don't have an actual, retail facility, brick and mortar type of thing. But I was looking at that. You said it was Benny and Jack.
Benny and Jack. Yeah.
See, when I was scrolling through there, obviously they are a retail store. That's their primary goal, it looks like. There is a section on here. I believe it said shop. Yeah. So they do have a shopping section where it looks like they are selling online.
Yeah, you can use for that too. I mean, I have that on mine as well. I don't know how well. Again,
Yeah, I don't really know what it's producing or anything. Obviously, I'm not in that space, but it's an option, and it's kind of cool. It's you can kind of see their pricing and stuff like that, which is neat.
You can go through and see if it's worth coming into the store. If they've got the kind of things you want.
Yeah, so I mean, Facebook gives you so many different ways, and like Candace and I were talking about before this. Yeah, it should be, you should do the 80% of education and sharing and stuff like that before you throw that offer in there. Mm-hmm. But so many times people don't know what to post, so they're just posting pricing, or they're posting 20% off this special or 10% off this special, and you shouldn't just create these things for Facebook. They should be going towards your overall goal that you have for the month or the quarter, right, or using Facebook as to promote that stuff.
Yeah. One of the things that we did at my store is that, and I, suggest this to my clients too, is that, you have sales goals, and you also have sales goals by department. And that way, that if, you're over inventory potentially, in a certain category, you can then run a promotion around that category. Right. And then that's where your strategy is. And you go, okay, I need to go to Facebook. I need to talk about, let's say, like dog collars. Maybe you're over inventory in dog collars and you need to sell more of them to meet your sales goal. And one of the things you can do is, instead of just saying, hey, we got these new collars in, come in mm-hmm. and see us, or instead of saying 10% off all collars, you could do something with a local charity where you're going to say, hey, for everybody who comes in and gives us their kind of old collar, we'll go and donate those collars for you.
That's going to generate attention. That's going to generate people sharing it.
Yeah, and it's not even it's about the goodwill, and it's about having fun and helping people pick out new collars. And the other, anyway, there's a million ideas. We always have a lot of ideas, but
something I'd love you to share about. I'll play interviewer. Something you do really, really well on especially Pet Boss Nation, and I'm sure you do it in your other businesses too. And I've seen it on Dogaholics and stuff. Is you do a really good job of. You have a universal brand across the platform. For example, if I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see one of your pictures, I know it's Pet Boss Nation because of the colors or the logo. You have a certain brand. You're not posting. This is something I'm still trying to develop on my side of things. Is you're not just throwing stuff out because it looks cool. You're doing it because it matches with what you've posted in the past. Yeah. And maybe you could speak a little bit to having some uniformity in your message.
Yeah, and I think it has gotten a lot easier now with the tool called Canva.com. Okay. I mean, I'm like you, where we actually have a graphic designer who makes the stuff for us. Yeah. And I have a background in graphic design too, so and an eye for these things, so it does come a little bit easier for me. But anyone can do it, and there are key things that I like to look at, and it's more of like you need to have consistent fonts. Mm-hmm. And you also need to have consistent colors, and just pick a few things that you want to do on a regular basis. So like for us on Instagram particularly, there are some, we've got these almost like quotes or inspirational words and messages. Yeah. And while, some people argue, like they like to see the really pretty pictures in their Instagram feed, which is true. Like, and I do. That's one of my goals. Is I would love to have more photos and integrate more photos. But and I do have help with social media, and so a lot of times it's like if we don't have that database of photos to pull from, so that's something we need to work on.
Yeah, keeping that.
So we're using
I call it the hopper.
Yeah, the offer, yeah. So for us, though, it's like it is a type of photo, like we, and it's not something that we work on too. And it's like thinking, okay, well, if we're gonna do a photo, then I want it to be like kind of in this style. And I personally like love the brighter photos, and I like it just comes down to what I'm drawn to too, because it's my brand, my company. But I would say that when you're thinking about branding yourself, it's consistency, and you need to have some sort of unique element that helps you stand out. So a lot of businesses, you already probably have a logo, So it's integrating that logo. And like for you, I can tell with yours, you're already using like the navy and some yellow a little bit. And, you know, you just keep consistent with that.
Yeah, and that's, you know, when we go out on first appointment and you know, that consistency should be across all your platforms.
Right.
Too. It should, you know, when I leave somebody's Facebook page and go to their website, you know, I don't want to go there and be like, is this even the same company?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the colors are different, the logo. So go to all your platforms and you can lay them out across, you know, 3 or 4 different browsers and make sure you have a consistent message across all of them. You know, when I go out on a first appointment and when I'm going out doing visits, I'm wearing you know, a blue polo shirt, same color with the white logo. I'm giving them a business card, Magnus colors, and that logo. And we're not a huge, you know, we're not McDonald's with our red and yellow. People don't know that. But when they contact us on Facebook and we show up with the same consistency, people are seeing us as more of a brand than just, you know, just the guy next door.
Right. Yeah, that's a very good point. So there's lots, I mean, there's always lots of things to look at and angles to take it. And we, you know, we're happy to, if anyone even has, we've got Canine Salute has joined us a little bit late this morning. Good morning. If you want us to look at the page, we will. We might
give us some stuff to look at. I've been all morning. I've been thinking about all these people showing us their Facebook pages.
Yeah, no, I know it's funny. We obviously have learned.
Nice.
Here you go, Chris. Here's something that we've learned about timing. Right? Is that last time we did this, we did it an hour earlier. We did it at 2 p.m. East Coast and 9 a.m. Central, and now we're doing it an hour later, and like it's kind of been crickets.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
watch this because we've given so much good tips. We've given so many good tips. So
who has a Facebook page? I'm ready to dig in.
Yeah, so we've got a few viewers. Put your Facebook page in there if you want to. I know we can go to Canine Salute now. Let's go find her. I'll find her.
We're gonna find you. It's not it shouldn't be a secret.
No. All right.
I love the reviews. North Carolina. What's up, Canine Salute? I live in South Carolina. I was wondering, Durham. Okay.
All right. So if you want to follow the link there, just open it.
We have a video.
Okay. So here's something that popped up for me for the first time too. I got to this page, and
my cat's playing with my cord. I'm sorry.
I got the Facebook page, and they have their messenger popped up right away. It might be a Facebook thing, but it shows that they're online right now, and that I can start a conversation with them if I wanted to. That's cool. And yeah, they've already done their video. Look at that.
That's the first one I've actually seen, I think.
Good job.
That's very dynamic. I mean, that draws my, and this is I was kind of skeptical about it because I was like, do I want to do that or do I want to keep it static?
Yeah.
And but after seeing it, man, if this is done right, it could be really, it draws me in. I started watching it. I mean, I've been sitting on it.
Operate it. You know, I love it.
Right, so I see a post was less than 24 hours ago. I love to see that. All right. You advertise your Twitter page, which is awesome. A lot of people don't tell about their other pages on, that's something I need to do. We're pretty active on Instagram. We actually get a fair amount of clients from Instagram. So, about it. Reviews, awesome. So you're obviously telling people to go here and review you. You got the shop that we talked about.
One of the things that use it too. I noticed going through. She's using the app Ripple, RIPL, and that's how she's making some of these like static but still movable files. So I'll put that link there too about Ripple.
Okay, good to know.
Oops, there you go.
All right, so we have a flash sale. I'd be curious to know. At Canine Salute, if you're watching, I'd love to know what kind of results you've been getting from posting things like offers and things like that. And do you track that? Like, for example, if you're putting Flag Day as this code on your Facebook page, if someone comes in and uses that code in your store, are you tracking that and seeing what your results are, if there's any? So you should have a different code. Like if you're doing an ad on Facebook versus Instagram versus, your website offers or your, email offers, try to use a different code for each one so you can track to see which ones are working.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so she just posted in the comments that the video, she just did it yesterday, and she's wondering if it's too long.
I
don't think so. Yeah, I think
it doesn't tell you how long it is, does it?
It doesn't. But I think it's, showing your product, you got the cookies, you got a picture of the dog. I would, if you can redo it, I would put the fact that it's a veteran-owned company, and where it's made at the beginning. Yeah. It's a little bit towards the end, and I'd love to see your picture after that versus that, because the first picture we see of a person and a dog, it looks like is a police dog potentially, and so I'd rather kind of at the beginning see about why you started it and who you help. And
yeah, I think Candace is onto something here. First of all, I see your picture, your profile picture, is the bags of food, but you don't actually write off. It's not like, boom, I'm this kind of company. Because Canine Salute, your name doesn't tell us what kind of company you are, which is fine. But one of the first things I need to see here is like exactly what kind of company are we, and especially
I like her logo.
Yeah, the veteran thing, I think especially where you live, especially Raleigh-Durham area, really pressing on that veteran owned and owned and operated, all that kind of stuff would be, you could tell a ton of stories. Stories sell. And so the more of your story you could get out there.
Her story, and then she might even already be doing it on her page, but you could run, you could run an entire contest but just like an ongoing application process where people submit their story and the picture of their dog, or even if it is a veteran with now their dog, or if it's a military or police dog, either way, and then you can filter through the stories and the pictures and use those on your social media. Instagram, that really, when we did that actually for my company. On Instagram, we were able to really grow our followers that way by once a week we ran a contest, and we were basically when you post a picture, use this hashtag, and then once a week we would search that hashtag and we would feature those pictures, and that helped us grow the audience. But for you, it'd be a great way. I mean, you're gonna have so many good stories, and you might already be doing that, but that would be a good strategy.
One thing I don't see, which I think is pretty powerful, is I think it's called pinned post. There's a feature in Facebook, and this is where telling your story might be a good place to do it. For example, if anybody wants to look at Atlantic Pet Sitting, I'll throw myself out there. Scroll down, should be one of the first things you see after reviews or after photos and videos. You'll say posts, and you'll see this is a post that you can choose any of your posts, and you can pin it to that top spot on your posts. So you use something, pretty visually, a story or, features whatever you want to feature that, it could be something you feature each week.
Yeah, and look at I love that you've pointed this out too. Yeah, because you've picked, pinned post says that you're the #1 rated pet sitter. Right. You're available all the time. You're bonded and insured. People want to care about that. They love photos. They want to know that, because then it's price. So they're going to be expensive or not. Now you can say affordable. It's really in their opinion. That's their opinion. But at least you're putting it out there. And now you got some overnights. You got pictures of dogs. So you kind of captured all right there.
So something for going back to Canine Salute. I mean, this is where you could feature. Tell your story, or a girl in another group last week asked people to critique her Facebook page, and I went to it, and she had her special from May as her pin post. And that was my first suggestion, was if you're going to put something that's time sensitive, and we've done it, we've done we had a referral bonus for a month for clients to refer business to us. But you better make sure, if you're going to put a time date on that post, you're going to make sure you change it when that time's up, because that's the first way people can tell if you're not keeping up with your Facebook page. But if anybody wants to pin, instead of just telling you to do it, you can go to any of your posts, and there's a little drop down arrow beside your posts. It's in the top right of your post, and you can click pin the top of page, and that button will put it as that first result when people are on your page. So that's a good way to put that, whatever you want featured. Man, that should be used all the time.
Cool. Well, I think that, we've given lots of amazing tips. Thank you so much to Canine Salute for jumping in there. We've got some other viewers, and obviously, as always, if you want to still, as you're watching this, because this video is going to stay live on our Facebook page, if you want to make comments, we'll be back. And Chris is in the Pet Boss group and the Pet Boss Club. So if you guys want to join, anyone watching wants to join the group, you go to here. It's a great, it's like coming up there. There we go. It's there and here. To join the group, you just go here and Facebook groups, Pet Boss Nation. And there's lots of people networking, lots of people doing business together. And Chris is in the group. Lots of other people who also know a ton about social media and marketing who'd be willing to give you advice. And then if you want to join the club, that is a kind of monthly coaching experience where we work on marketing ideas and goal setting, and we get you, moving to the head of the pack faster, as I say, or like helping you really see the results in your pet business. We not only talk about marketing and money, but we also talk about things like team and HR. I feel like right now that's been a really big topic of conversation.
I just got deep.
I know. Here. I know, like that's a topic that's weird. So Chris and I continue to talk about that for him.
Yeah.
He's coming on and talking to you guys about social media, and I get to help him with his HR, potentially bringing on even more people, because that is, we all start these businesses, and then if you have a good business, it's going to be growing even more, and then you're going to have to hire a team. And a lot of times it's like cringing to think about not only hiring the right person, but actually giving people responsibility and some reins so that you don't work so much. And it is scary, but it is absolutely possible. So anyway.
And that's a little bit of why I'm involved in the club and everything. And with Candace is because of that HR issue. It doesn't have to be an issue. It's something that, I'm pretty terrified of right now, because we haven't had to hire anybody outside of family yet. And that we're past the point where we should have done that. And as a pet business, we don't always, especially when we're in our own little bubble, we don't always feel like we have somewhere to turn. So what Candace has created through Pet Boss Nation and through digging a bit deeper and, giving more feedback on one-on-one work with her, you're able to say, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one that ever went through this. And, it can be a lot if you just take it on yourself and, talk to people who have already made the mistakes, learn from them, and try not to make those same mistakes. And, it's an amazing community. I was in a business before this where nobody ever shared anything and nobody ever shared secrets, and it was all closed in and nobody ever helped each other. And to be part of this community, it's really a breath of fresh air.
Thanks. Yeah, it's I love it. I love giving back, and that's exactly why I created it. So I was like, if I'd have had this when I was starting my business 10 years ago, it would have been so helpful. And instead it was more like, okay, what's Facebook? Because it was just coming out. I had started my business before Facebook was even around. So cool. Well, thank you so much, Chris. And
absolutely, I enjoyed it.
We'll be back. Maybe in a couple weeks. Next weekend, I'm going to be in Tucson at a cool conference about helping retailers actually flow inventory at the right times, and it's this really cool tool that I help with where I use for my private clients that carry inventory. So
cool.
We'll be at that conference, and then maybe the next week we'll be back here talking to you guys about social media. We will post your questions, and we'll see you next time. Hey, Chris.
Sounds good, guys. Have a safe weekend.
Yeah, you too. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And